Welcome to www.rescheck.info and the Reschexpert blog. Today on the Reschexpert blog, we want to talk to you about common errors in the Rescheck desktop and Rescheck web software. If you would like to read this blog post yourself, you can head on over to www.rescheck.info, find it in the Reschexpert blog, or just sit right back and allow us to read it for you. Some of the most common questions we hear on the Reschexpert blog is about certain errors that arise within the Rescheck web and Rescheck desktop softwares for Rescheck do-it-yourself Rescheck creation. Today we wanted to discuss the most common errors and ways you might be able to successfully maneuver around them on your own using a little bit of shared knowledge from Rescheck Info and the Reschexpert blog. The number one error we see in Rescheck software, a Rescheck report will get frozen mid-calculation and you will then reload the page and realize that all your Rescheck data is now missing. You can solve this issue by a couple of steps. Your first fail-safe is to print off a full-size set of plans for creating your Rescheck. We do so on every project. Then copy all your project data onto the plan. This acts as a backup file after the Rescheck is created, and if the Rescheck software pukes on your project and deletes your construction data, then you have a copy to transcribe the original data from without having to go back and recalculate. Also, to work around this freezing issue, you need to understand your internet speed. Rescheck web software is doing many complex calculations over the web, so the more Wi-Fi connected items you have, or you can turn off, like your cell phone, Alexa, Google Home, auxiliary laptops, the faster your internet speed should be for the device generating your Rescheck compliance report and certificate. This is the number one way to make your Rescheck web experience better and will solve 99% of your freeze issues within Rescheck web. If your internet is still too slow, then the other workaround would be to go ahead and download the Rescheck desktop software to your computer and work on the non-internet connected version for seamless Rescheck reporting. The second error we see quite often is that the Rescheck will not pass, fail, or proceed, and it seems that the Rescheck software is stuck. In this instance, we follow a simple procedure. We look for any item on the Rescheck software screen that has highlighted itself red. We address that issue. Next, we look in the lowest gray box on the left-hand side of the Rescheck software. Many times, Rescheck software will provide you with an error message inside the Rescheck dashboard. It might ask you to verify the checkbox on the home screen or about the error, and the software will show you an easy way to fix it and move on with your Rescheck calculation. The key to solving is to look around for clues. First, look for the red items. Then, look in the message box and you should be back on your way to completing your Rescheck. Third error, we see that your city isn't listed in Rescheck software. In this instance, it can be a little more difficult, but you still have a few options to get your Rescheck completed. First, if you're using Rescheck desktop and your city's not in the software, then log on to Rescheck web and see if it's there. If you are using Rescheck web or Rescheck desktop, different versions include different cities, so take a quick look at an alternate Rescheck creation software that might help you get your Rescheck going. If that does not work, you can use a town nearby your project location. The problem with this lies in the fact that some building inspectors will not accept a neighboring town's name on their Rescheck report. While we find this disconcerting, we also recognize that they hold the authority, and if they want to see their specific town's name on a Rescheck, then it's hard to get a permit without it. So your next step is to dig a little deeper and find older versions of Rescheck desktop software that include the town. The easiest way to do this would be to call the building inspector and ask him to send an example of the most recent Rescheck that they have approved within their department. At the top of the Rescheck, it'll tell you exactly which version of the Rescheck software that was used, and you can download that specific version and move forward. We sincerely appreciate the plethora of questions we have received on the Reschexpert blog, and we will continue to work hard to address them for you in each episode of the Reschexpert blog. If for some reason you are getting an error on your Rescheck and have ran out of time to create the Rescheck yourself, we offer a low-cost $79 Rescheck service. We can create your Rescheck for you in 4 to 6 hours and have it back to you on the very same day. All you need to do is email your plans and job site address to service@rescheck.info. We'll take the puck from there. Give us a try today. If you're ready to get started, you can travel on over to www.rescheck.info. Go up to the top left-hand side of the page, click the Buy Now button. Choose your report. Click Buy Now one more time. And that'll give you everything you need to get going. Thanks again for listening to the Reschexpert blog, brought to you by Rescheck.info.